you could design the perfect setting for farmland, it would look a little something like this. Ocean to the west, mountain range to the east, rain falling on the mountains, feeding into vast rivers, running through a lush valley in between. It would look exactly like Sinaloa. There's a saying here, throw a seed and a jungle grows. And right here, in the middle of this farming oasis, Culiacán, the capital. This city of 1 million people has lived through hard times. The same lush farmland that supplies the entire country with almost 40% of its produce was also used to grow the crop at the root of one of Mexico's biggest problems, opium. Sinaloans have endured decades of hardship as a result, and yet...
Hola, bienvenidos a Sinaloa!
I find myself here with a man who can't seem to wipe the smile off his face. Miguel Taniyama is one of Sinaloa's most acclaimed chefs, and he's giving me a tour of his hometown. From markets to street food to home-style meals, I'm getting a taste of everything Culiacán has to offer.
It's gorgeous.
In my kitchen, recipes inspired by my day in Culiacán. Everything that goes into this taquito has to be delicious. Crispy taquitos dorados topped with crunchy greens and drowned in a spiced-up broth.
They're getting better the more they soak.
And enchiladas de suelo, covered in a rich chile sauce and topped with chorizo, queso, and a sea of fresh garnishes.
It's like a flavored tortilla.
Yeah!
Dame tu chocolate, dame café caliente, dame tu corazón.
You guys, I'm with the Culiacán rockstar, the Sinaloa rockstar, Miguel Taniyama, and he's giving me his personal tour of the main, most traditional market of Culiacán.
¡Ánimo!
¡Ahí vamos!
Poquito.
Entonces, ¿cómo se llama el mercado?
Este es el mercado Garmendia, es el mercado central de la ciudad de Culiacán, Sinaloa, y es el mercado más típico y más tradicional de todos los culiacanenses.
Miguel Taniyama is a chef and culinary ambassador, born and raised on a farm just outside the city. And really, rockstar doesn't even do him justice. Known as Tani, he is adored here.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué onda, padrino? ¿Qué onda, mijo? ¿Cómo va? Ah, acá está, la señora Abril. ¿Cómo está? La señora Abril, Pati.
Knows everybody.
Mira, Pati, el tema en Sinaloa es que tenemos la sierra a dos horas. Tenemos el valle, que cosechamos todos los vegetales, bell peppers, pepinos, tomates, berenjenas, y tenemos la costa a 30 minutos.
Tienes los tesoros del mar,
Tenemos
los tesoros de
del
la
valle
tierra.
y exacto.
Tani knows what you've heard about his beloved Sinaloa, and he's trying to change the conversation.
En Culiacán los temas somos los tomates. Somos los mayores productores de tomate del país también.
He believes that opening the world's eyes to the abundance of resources is the first step on a new path for his fellow Sinaloans.
What's so special about the shrimp in Sinaloa, Tani?
El camarón es bien especial en Sinaloa porque la parte de la sierra, todos los minerales que bajan por nuestros ríos llegan a nuestras costas. Y esa mezcla de minerales y esa mezcla de agua dulce con el agua salada hace que los camarones azules del Pacífico sinaloense sean únicos. Son los únicos en el planeta.
Oh, qué rápido. You guys, you just had a free lesson on how to peel shrimp in 2 moves.
Sinaloa is known as Mexico's breadbasket. The rich farmland here supplies fresh seafood and produce all over Mexico and the U.S.
He's scaling the fish without even looking at it. Miran.
Walking through the aisles, you can feel the pride. They know they've got the goods. Finding a good meal in here is a pretty safe bet. For me, taquitos dorados with potatoes and carne drowned in a spiced-up broth, a Sinaloa staple. For Tani, a hearty stew with meat, vegetables, and garbanzo
No me
beans.
gusta ese garbanzo.
¡Qué rico! Y even Mexicans from other parts of Mexico, we're very ignorant about Sinaloa. What would you like people to know?
Ha sido
de
como,
Sinaloa?
la comida en Sinaloa ha sido como el tesoro mejor guardado, ¿no? La verdad que tenemos tantas cosas buenas, los camarones, los pescados, somos los productores número 1 de carne, pero hemos sido muy celosos con nuestra receta, no nos hemos mostrado al mundo. Creo que llegó el momento de decirles a los sinaloenses comemos y hacemos las cosas así.
Danny calls himself a Sinaloense in love with Sinaloa. He credits his pride to his family's immigrant roots.
¿Tu papá de dónde era?
De Japón. Entonces cuando mi padre llega y mi abuelo llegan de Japón y son arropados por una tierra como Sinaloa, que fue bien generosa con ellos. Y el agradecer es de hombres, el agradecer es de hombres de bien. Y yo crecí en eso, crecí agradeciendo a Sinaloa todo lo que nos ha dado. Me tocó cocinar, hacer, pescar, cazar, preparar, cocinar con mis manos al lado de mi padre. Y ahí nació una pasión que hasta la fecha no se acaba. Crece, 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 crece. Creo yo que no voy a terminar de pagarle a Sinaloa lo que nos ha dado, lo orgulloso que me hace ser.
You know, as a Mexican, I've eaten taquitos dorados all my life. They're a thing. You can have them stuffed with beef, with chicken. But I had never eaten taquitos dorados that were drowned. And that is a thing that I learned in Sinaloa. I have 3 pounds of chuck roast. And I left all the fat. You want to leave all the fat because this is going to cook for a long time and the fat is going to render into the broth and it's going to flavor the broth and you don't want to miss out on that taste. I love using chuck roast because it is just a very resilient, sturdy, affordable, accessible, and versatile cut of meat. It has a lot of flavor and it has a really nice bite and you can use it in so many ways. But the one thing about chuck roast is that it has to cook for a very long time. We're gonna make some taquitos dorados that are gonna be filled with this meat and we're gonna chase and drown the taquitos in the meat broth. So we wanna make a really rich broth that will not overpower the meat, but that will complement the flavor of the meat. So I'm adding an onion that I cut in half and add a bay leaf, 10 garlic cloves. I have 2 quarts of water here. And then a tomato. Most of the tomatoes we get here in the US come from Sinaloa. I didn't even know that, and that is why I love going back to Mexico again and again and again, because every time that I go back, I learn things that I had no idea existed, and it is just so humbling. I'm going to add 2 guajillo chiles. Just open it like this with your fingers. Don't rub your eyes when you're using them. A tablespoon of kosher or sea salt, and like a teaspoon of whole black peppercorns. 2 carrots cut into large chunks. I'm gonna let it come to a rolling simmer over high heat. Once it does, I'm gonna cover it, let it simmer for about an hour and a half over medium heat. Just gonna let time do its thing. See, this looks so beautiful. And it smells like a broth that has healing powers. We're gonna add 3 Yukon Gold potatoes. And then we're gonna let these cook for another hour and a half.
Culiacán, the city in the heart of Mexico's breadbasket. Chef and culinary ambassador Miguel Taniyama is giving me a tour and introducing me to new friends.
Don Jaime es una referencia histórica de nuestra ciudad y de Sinaloa.
Jaime's official title is President of the Gastronomy Conservatory for Sinaloa.
Tenemos la sencillez, pero también el sazón. También viene de que podemos manejar componentes de productos muy frescos y de muy alta calidad.
Jaime has a favorite street food stand nearby, and I'm happy to follow a president of gastronomy to a street food stand.
Ay, me encanta tu cachucha.
Ahorita se la vamos a regalar.
Está muy cool. ¿Cuándo empezó la carreta?
El negocio inició con mi abuelo, don José Cuevas, que en paz descanse, en el año 1960.
Cuevas is a Culiacán institution. The fresh catch delivered daily from the coast is piled high in chunky mounds and dressed with a house special sauce. Locals love their seafood stand so much that they've carved out extra time in the day just for them.
De modo que todos comemos a las 12, 1 de la tarde, un refrigerio en una carreta fresco.
Ok.
De los culichis hemos aportado a la culinaria un cuarto tiempo.
Sí.
That's so funny. Okay.
Cuevas specializes in that extra daily meal. One of the local favorites is tribilín, cooked shrimp, octopus, raw shrimp, topped with onion, cucumber, and the spicy, salty, citrusy house sauce.
It's gorgeous. Frío. It's so cold.
Se los saca de las habitaciones para andar en la calle y bueno, siempre cuando tenemos a la mano
Te refrescas.
una carreta para...
Heladito de cóctel,
Cevichito.
heladito de cóctel, heladito de la
Cervecita.
cervecita. Y pues,
¡Salud!
¿qué tal? Salud.
Salud.
Y para la gente que no ha venido a Sinaloa, la gente que no ha venido a Culiacán y que lo único que escucha son temas negativos, ¿cómo romper ese círculo vicioso?
Lo estamos rompiendo. Todo lo que tú estás escuchando de la buena comida, los buenos ingredientes, las buenas prácticas de agricultura, de ganadería, de acuacultura, lo hace gente buena. Pero nosotros tenemos una vida normal como tú.
Todo visitante, sea nacional o extranjero, si usted le pregunta qué es lo que más le llamó la atención, 2 cosas: la hospitalidad y la comida. Aquí se come muy bien, dice toda la gente.
Abre puertas.
Ya
Sí,
se dispersó
abre
por todas.
Jose, can you see? How beautiful these broth is. This is just so gorgeous. Look at the color. It's been an hour and a half that the meat and potatoes has been cooking. I'm taking out the potatoes. I'm also gonna take out my meat. Ooh, see. While the potatoes and the meat cools, I'm gonna strain my broth. Oh, it's so rich. The color. It's an amber color that wants to be brown. I want to push through the tomato and the chiles and the carrots. I'm putting it in a saucepan. I'm adding a little bit more salt. And then I'm gonna continue cooking it down for about a half an hour so that the flavors intensify a little more and so that my broth thickens a little bit more while I make the taquitos. I'm going to preheat my comal and I'm going to preheat my oil because these are taquitos dorados, which means they are super crunchy and brown. And to make my filling, I have my meat, which I'm going to chop. We're doing the same thing with the potatoes. I know I've told stories about my paternal grandfather who used to eat raw white onions as if they were apples. Well, a feast for him would be boiled potatoes, raw onion, radishes, and salt. He loved that combination. We're adding refried pinto beans. I know it doesn't look that pretty, and I know I'm making a bowl full of brown mush, but it is so delicious and tasty. If you have freshly made corn tortillas or store-bought tortillas, but you don't heat them before you roll the taquito, the tortilla will break. Heat the tortillas in a comal or a skillet on both sides. And we're gonna add 2 tablespoons into the taquito. You want to really pack this as you roll. I like my taquitos to be really, really chubby. Use a toothpick and go through the seam like this. And you can do 2 taquitos at a time. So it's just like a minute and a half or so per side. The oil will let you know that it has done its thing because the bubbles start to get a little bit slower. They smell so good. So I'm adding the cabbage, some pickled onions. We're gonna crumble some queso. We're doing crema. And then we're pouring the broth right in here. That transformation between crunchy and getting soaked in the broth is delicious, and you want to catch it right in between. It's that experience of having the crunchy and the cream and the cheese and the pickled onion, and of course you want to add a little bit more of everything. It's just everything that I like about Mexican food. Can't wait for you to try.
My good friend Miguel Taniyama is showing me the best of what Culiacán has to offer. Markets, street food. We're on the hunt for our next meal, following that 4 meals a day rule in Culiacán. He says he knows the owners of a good place nearby.
Este es de mi hermano Alfonso.
¡Ay, mucho
Alfonso,
gusto!
Pati.
Miguel's brother Alfonso owns La Cocoy, which he named after his daughter.
Kaori,
pero me dicen cocoy.
Kaori Cocoy.
Cenadurías like La Cocoy are a staple of daily life in Sinaloa. Family owned and operated, think of them as part restaurant, part home kitchen.
Maki,
¡Qué mucho gusto!
Pati.
Pati.
Food in a cenaduría makes you feel right at home. Gorditas, taquitos, but I've come for one thing.
Y me platicaron que sabes hacer unas enchiladas de suelo deliciosas.
¿Sí?
Sí. Entonces las enchiladas de suelo, which translates to ground enchiladas, are made with these smaller tortillas. They're so cute. El nombre de enchiladas de suelo, ¿de qué viene?
Viene de una señora que estaba en un mercado,
Ajá.
que ella las hacía, o sea, no estaba parada, sino que así como
Estaba
hincada.
sentada.
Ujú. La tortilla la
Ah,
pasamos.
primero la salsa.
Sí, así.
Okay. That's a different thing. Usually you fry the tortilla and then soak it in the sauce.
Piled on those tortillas, chorizo. And a handful of surprises.
Calabaza.
Hadn't seen this combination before. Fresh lettuce y cooked zucchini. This is called from the ground enchiladas or enchiladas de suelo. Deliciosa. A ver más, ahora con aguacate. And this is so smart, with a spoon. I'm just gonna eat with a spoon every day from now on. It's just easier to eat more food. ¿Ese qué es?
Este es un asado.
Las cenadurías, por lo general, están llevadas por familias y
Totalmente.
aquí estoy con su familia.
Eso es,
Pues qué
agradecidos.
placer, gracias, ¿eh?
Vamos a probar enchilada de suelo.
Sí. This is my style of eating. Super messy. Y ustedes, que son de aquí, de Culiacán, que han visto los cambios que han pasado, ¿a dónde ven que va Sinaloa?
Le sigue a Sinaloa que la gente que está trabajando porque esto cambie, triunfe. Sinaloa no puede producir tanto, Pati, si no lo hace con hombres buenos y con mujeres buenas. Eso sigue para Sinaloa, el que nos mostremos lo que realmente somos y que no es un tema de aceptación, sino un tema de triunfo. Un tema donde nuestros hijos tienen una visión distinta de lo que es y se debe construir en Sinaloa.
¡Qué bonito! Pues muchas gracias por recibirme aquí. La verdad es que
La verdad que agradecido, Pati, contigo que voltees a ver un estado como nosotros, que se dicen tantas cosas, pero no hay como venir a testiguar. Y que sepan que somos como en todos lados, con familias, que nos preocupamos, que tenemos nuestros hijos, que queremos que sean más que nosotros.
muchas gracias por invitarme y a todo mi equipo, la verdad. Enchiladas de suelo translates to enchiladas from the floor. I know, it's crazy. I had never heard about the enchiladas de suelo until I went to Sinaloa. So to begin with, you have to make the enchiladas de suelo sauce. The water is already boiling. I have 5 ancho chiles that I already stemmed, a very ripe Roma tomato, a garlic clove. So this is the base for the sauce. I need to have these cook for 7 to 8 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm gonna fry my chorizo. You wanna chop the chorizo into chunks because Mexican chorizo, as it fries, it tends to wanna bind together. And you want it in small chunks because you want the most crisp bites that you can. And I already took the casings off. And as I let my chorizo fry, I'm going to make my sauce. So we have my blender here. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of white distilled vinegar, a tablespoon of chopped white onion, a teaspoon of dried oregano, a teaspoon of salt, and I'm adding a little pepper. And now I'm going to add the tomato. The skin is coming apart, so you know it's very cooked and very mushy. Then I'm adding the 5 ancho chiles, the garlic clove, and I'm adding a cup from the cooking water, which has a lot of the flavor and the color from the ancho chiles. And now we're going to puree these until completely smooth. Oh, and it smells so nice. It smells so good. And I'm gonna pour the sauce right in the pan where I cook the chorizo because I have that rendered chorizo fat and flavor, and we can't let that go to waste. I'm not gonna cook the sauce though, again, and you're gonna see why. One of the crazy things about this enchilada is not only the way it's built, but how many vegetables it has. I have a pound of zucchini that I sliced, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt into the cooking water where the ancho chiles and the tomato cooked, just because I don't wanna have this water go to waste, but you could blanch these in any salted boiling water. I just wanted the zucchini to change from raw to barely cooked. And now they won't taste raw, but they will have so much crunch. And I'm gonna add oil to about 1/4 to 1/2 inch depth because we're gonna do something crazy with these enchiladas. We grab a corn tortilla, and instead of heating the tortilla first, you soak it in the sauce. Completely drench it in the sauce. And then passing them through really hot oil. Which makes a huge mess, and you have to be very careful. By doing it this way, you are making the sauce cook while sticking to the tortilla. We're adding lettuce, blanched zucchini, cucumbers, tomato, and avocado. You could do the chorizo right under the vegetables, but I think my boys are around and they love chorizo, so I'm putting it on top so they get excited. The queso fresco. Estas no las han probado, ¿verdad?
I don't think so.
No, this is the first time I make this for you.
What is it?
Okay, try.
You have to guess what's in it. It's like a flavored tortilla.
Yeah. What else is different about this enchilada from other enchiladas that we've eaten?
It's usually folded, no?
Yeah.
This is an
Exactly.
open enchilada. So I was confused because I thought this was like a taco or something that we were gonna have to fold up, and I was thinking, how am I gonna hold this without getting too messy? But
I like eating from the same plate with you guys.
well, Juju takes over the.
See, you have to hurry, Sammy.
I know.
Or he's gonna eat it all.
Finished the whole one.
Juju just ate one. I want to make you another one.
For recipes and information from this episode and more, visit patijinich.com and connect. Find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Pati Jinich.